A lot of us are not devoted to ourselves in the way we think. We tend to self sabotage, and this brings to a halt the grandiose plans we have for our lives. In other words, you could say we are ambitious but lazy. That's why in this video, I'm going to be talking about how we can learn to romanticize competence in order to live the type of lives that we want. This video is a sequel to my previous video, Self Love versus Self Care. If you haven't seen that video, be sure to check it out. So, onto this video. Why should we romanticize competence in the first place? The first reason is because we want to be successful. As Bob Proctor put it in his book, The Secret of the Science of Getting Rich. If you master what you are doing, you're going to be very difficult to replace, and automatically you start doing better. Basically, Bob is saying that in order to be successful, you have to be very confident to the point where you'll be so difficult to replace. Only then can you achieve all the riches that you want. Even the Bible says, seest thou a man diligent in his works, he will stand before kings and not before mean men. Another reason is to gain confidence. There's a popular saying that I've heard so much. It's competence breeds confidence. Competence breeds confidence. When you are so good at what you do, you begin to move differently because you know that you have put in so much work and so much effort at this particular craft, and nobody can tell you nothing. You recognize your own self worth, the world recognizes your own worth, and you move differently. Nobody, absolutely nobody, can tell you anything. So, there's a drama I really enjoy, the medical drama. It's called The Resident, and one of my favorite characters in the show is Dr. Okafor. Dr. Okafor is a Nigerian immigrant that happens to work in a prestigious hospital in the US. And she was having a conversation with her colleague that is a nurse. The nurse said something along the lines of, you come off across as arrogant to not know what you're doing. I believe what the nurse was trying to say was that Dr. Okafor is too good because of the way she moves. She just knows that she's that girl because everyone in that hospital respects her because she has put in a 10,000 hours. I mean, she's a Nigerian immigrant in a country where she doesn't know anybody. She got to that hospital based off her own merits, and she has the respect of her colleagues. And the day I watched that series, that particular episode, it just changed something within me. It showed me that, damn P, you really have to know your shit. You need to know what you're doing because if you don't know what you're doing and you're moving around like, oh yeah, I'm that girl, I'm that guy, then that's not confidence, that's just arrogance. Confidence without a solid foundation, a solid backbone, is pure arrogance. And no, that's not cute. How do we romanticize competence, which is what I'm sure you clicked this video for? It's changing our mindset from discipline to devotion. I love myself so much. I am so devoted to my own success and well being that I do not mind putting in the work to become successful, to become competent and whatever I do. I do not put in the work because I have to or because there's a sanction or punishment waiting for me if I do not do that. No, I do it because it is my default settings. Of course, I will do it. Why wouldn't I? I am so devoted to myself and my own personal development that yes, I will put in the work. I romanticize competence because I owe it to myself, I owe it to my future self to give her all that she wants. I make my work fun, I make my work enjoyable. I enjoy the process of becoming, you know? I truly enjoy it. So if you can change your mindset from discipline, oh, when I think of even discipline, it's very rigid. It's very, it just requires a lot of willpower. You have to like force yourself to do it at times. Like if you wake up in the morning and maybe you don't feel like working out, you have to force yourself, and it just requires a lot of willpower, and I don't like it. I'd rather do devotion. Yes, I am devoted to myself, so of course I will work out. Because why? I deserve a healthy body. I care so much about myself. that of course, why wouldn't I work out? Why would I be lazy? Why would I be lazy? I am devoted to myself, that laziness does not even exist to me, doesn't exist in my reality, does not exist in my dictionary. That right there is how you romanticize competence. So, on a final note, this video is for anyone who has disappointed themselves so much in the past that their words now mean absolutely nothing to them. Ultimately, what is at stake here is living the type of life that you dream of, not by rigid discipline, but by romanticizing competence and enjoying the process. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.